People of the world, your governments are cheating you with gun control. Now, I know a lot of people who are not from the US love to chime in on the US conversation when it comes to private firearm ownership. They'll make claims such as we don't care about the children, and that if we really cared, we would enact more gun control and do things like ban rifles like this AR 15. That's not true at all, though, is it? In fact, I contend the opposite is true. Governments don't pass gun control because they care about you. Governments pass gun control because they care about maintaining their power and control over you. This is why you'll see gun control being a priority number one for just about every government in the world. That actually would include our government. The difference is that here there have been a far more vocal and far more greater percentage of the population willing to stand up against gun control. You see, if gun control was really about caring about the kids, well, quite frankly, I mean, why does North Korea have gun control? People are starving. People are freezing. People are doing without electricity over there. Government has not made a priority over there to fix any of these problems or alleviate any of these problems, but they did make it priority numero uno to make sure these people were not legally allowed to have these. And I can imagine if you got caught with one of those over there as a North Korean citizen, I don't even know why I use the term citizen when referring to North Korean because they're not treated as citizens. But if you were to be caught with one of these as a North Korean over there, you would most likely either spend the rest of your life in the gulag or you would be put to death. We all remember those infomercials about the starving children in Africa and where we could send our money to help. Well, look at any one of those African nations that they have those infomercials about. Obviously, there's famine, and many of those countries are disease ridden, poverty ridden. A lot of them have issues with warlords. Government really hasn't made much of a priority of alleviating any of those problems. They did make it a priority, however, to make sure the average citizen was not legally able to own one of these. And yes, I will continue to hold this rifle and this video as my prop. I know it infuriates a lot of gun controllers, and quite frankly, I don't care if it infuriates the people that want to tread on me. I want to take this and use this as a prop to hopefully inspire other people. I want to inspire them if the only thing holding them back is fear of what others might think of them from buying a rifle like this. I want them to go ahead and do this. And by the way, if you are thinking about buying a rifle like this and the only thing holding you back is you're afraid of what others might think, don't worry about what others might think. Who cares? You're going to let your feelings about what they might think of you impinge on your freedom? Why would you do that? That's just a prison you've created for yourself. So, if you have fears about what others might think of you and it's holding you back from buying a rifle like this, go ahead and buy the rifle like this. You'll make a better statement. You'll make a stronger statement by buying what you want and living freely and not worrying about what others might think of you. And you will inspire others as well. And for those of you in other countries where you can't legally buy stuff like this, maybe it's time to stand up. I mean, I'm going to tell you right now, the one thing in my life that got me to realize that we needed to speak up and defend our rights and not let the government infringe on them was living in the United Kingdom. You know, when I was there, I actually did visit a shooting club and did shoot some rifles there. They're nothing like these rifles here, but just with a few conversations with some of the members there, one of the things I noticed is that many of these people were afraid to speak out against gun control. Maybe some of them were okay with it, but I could tell you probably a lot of them were not, but they were afraid if they said anything, the government would come for their rifles as well. So, living in fear is not the answer. Anyway, I want to leave that at this. And for all the gun controllers who might say, well, the U.S. is exporting gun culture, I say, well, we're not exporting culture well enough. We need to do a better job.